Today, we're going to fight some robots here on the ranch. It's our first public event, which I'm super excited for. We've partnered with Bot Rumble, which is a local Colorado combat robot nonprofit. They're going to bring the battle box so everybody has a good time and stays safe, and they're running the tournament. We're providing the venue. We're doing it outdoors in what we call our fairy forest down here. So we're calling the event Fight in the Fairy Forest. Let's jump in.
Oh, let's go! Yeah, robots!
This is gonna be rough. Welcome to Wrestling Robot Ranch. We are really excited to have you all here. This is the first public event we're doing on the ranch. This is where I live full time. It's my home, it's my workshop. Please treat it like you're visiting a friend's house. We're in the woods, like it is rugged out here. Please be careful.
So this is my son, Ben. My name is Matt. These are our two bots. This one's mine. This one's Praetorian. And this one is Ben's. This is called Fiercest Panda.
It has these little side pods to go around the wheel so it doesn't fly off.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those
And if you hit pretty much anywhere on here, it'll just kind of shatter. And then there's little forks that prevent it from trying to flip over.
Alrighty, this here is Corsair, named after the F-4U Corsair from World War II, because planes are pretty awesome. It's an old design, used to be called Chernobyl. 100 grams on the drum, and it might explode on impact, but it'll do it spectacularly if it does, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. I am here for whatever this is.
I gotta figure
All right, so we got to put your robot in the box. We have to
figure
make
out a
sure that
special
if your
thing
your remote control loses power at any point during the match, your robot fail-safes to turning off. Okay, so that we don't have a rogue robot flying.
I have tested this and I believe this is true.
Like, the drum is not gonna be
So I
able to
take the
do
safety off and turn it on?
First, we put it in the box, and then we will power up and then remove the safety.
Okay. So I will power up.
As a snicker, you have to do it. I know that model.
Power up.
The Corsair, yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Was that not?
All right. Sweet. Safety is off. Spin up my motor.
Spin up your motor.
A kid.
And then kill the power.
I don't know how to fly airplanes. I can fly the real ones. I can't fly the fake ones.
Perfect. You passed safety.
Yes!
Now next you're going to go to the weigh-in, and we're going to make sure that your robot is under the weight limit.
This weight class is called plastic ants, or plants for short. It's 1 pound, and the entire body and weapon of your robot needs to be 3D printed. So obviously you can use motors and wheels that aren't 3D printed, but pretty much everything else should be 3D printed besides, bearings and screws and that kind of thing.
This is underpowered. I built this robot in about 3 days leading up to an event using drive motors from my 3-pounder, so they're comically large and excessively overpowered in this weight class. I built it very quickly with the expectation that I would run it at an event, it would suck, and then I would throw it out and build something better, except that it won that event. And so this is now the number 6 ranked plastic ant weight in the country, which is insane.
This is Little Wrecking Balls. This is based off of my 45-ish pound Wasteland Weekend bot. This is on a winch. They go up and down. I have a couple different configurations for what we can drop on the opponents. The main approach is to win hearts, not necessarily fights. We might not be able to damage them physically, but we sure as heck can damage their pride.
It is off. I'm taking off the safety. I have to get under 454. Excellent.
Good. You guys are great.
Onwards. Is there anything else I need to do?
Dry driving around the arena. It's a new texture for the floor.
Let's do that. This is my first time actually driving a robot for any length of time, certainly in a match. I drove Switchback, the BattleBot team I was on, in the parking lot once. I drove this around the shop a little bit last night. This is going to be a learning experience for me, learning in the match.
On-the-job training.
Yes.
You can run your throttle down to 50%. Yeah. And then you can drive around and then just throttle it up like right before the hit.
Yeah.
Because it's way easier to go that.
Yeah.
You can also, driving backwards with the weapon spinning is going to be easier than forwards because of the right hand rule.
Okay.
So like if you drive backwards, like you'll be able to turn one direction and the other easier. So you can kind of lean into that.
Sweet. This is going to be rough. I have had very, very little time to drive this thing, and it is totally different to drive this with the weapon on than it is with the weapon off.
It adds a little bit of torque to it.
Oh, a little bit.
Just a little.
Just a little. So Shay's bot is a little bit of wrecking ball, and it's a teabagging robot.
This is Moss Goblin. I was looking for something foresty themed. My actual strategy was just the heaviest, beefiest weapon that I could possibly think of. This was as big of a weapon as I could make it while still weighing in the weight limits. And this is just a really solid, dense brick of robot. This is my first time driving a robot, so we'll see how it goes.
It looks like it's going to rain on and off all afternoon. If it starts thundering, our lightning safety protocol is first thunderclap, everybody needs to move into a fully enclosed structure. So the barn, and we need to close the doors, or the house, or the workshop. And stay there until we are now under thunder safety protocol. If you need anything, please ask. We have lots of equipment and tools and parts and whatever. So if there's something that's preventing you from fighting, come find one of us and we'll help you out.
Hi. So most of you have followed this before. So myself, Megan, Parker, only people to touch the door. Please do not open the arena without one of us. At what point do we want to consider moving into the shop if the thunder continues to be bad?
So technically, we are not supposed to be outside when there is thunder.
Okay.
Particularly moving big metal objects. So I would say that is not a safe thing to do.
Okay.
What if I ran with like a big copper rod in front of me? Strike me instead, and then you guys are safe.
I'm fine sacrificing here. So that's fine.
All good. Yeah,
That's fine.
I don't think this is going to last long. I think stuff's going to roll in and clear out and roll in and clear out.
Okay.
So I think we will be hanging out here for 30, 45 minutes and then we'll be good.
We will finalize the bracket here shortly, and get started as soon as we can get clear of the thunder.
So this is Cake. Cake is a shell spinner. So the entire outside of the shell spins. You can kind of see the underside of it. The inside printed has some little wheels and a little rub block, so it can drive around. And it has a candle on top that I do like in the fight. And sometimes it stays lit. I'm expecting to just look cool and hopefully not completely explode. But if they take a slice off, they can have a slice of cake.
So, just fly it.
All right.
No idea.
That might be. Oh!
That was a great event. I had a lot of fun, a lot of good fights. We were right there, right there. This is Roundup because it kills plants on contact. It's just kind of known for having a massive weapon. This is the orange version of it. Did some panic building last night to get it up together. But yeah, really happy to be out here fighting robots.
This is my robot called Planetary Drift. It's a drum spinner. It's red. It hits stuff. I should be the first fight against Cake. I'm actually really excited about it. I want to send some sprinkles flying across the arena.
Reset. So close to fighting. That was 29 minutes. Sorry, y'all. We're making friends, though. That's what this is about, right?
So this is Stingray. It was a robot that I built about 6 months ago as a meme because I don't usually build horizontals. So I figured I'd build it and run it at one event just for fun. And then it proved to be very effective because the forks would counter wedges. And if they didn't run a wedge, the horizontal can get underneath and split the frame. I like it because it's fast and fun to drive. Tangent drive. I use all repeat components, so I have the repeat tangent, repeat dual ESC, and the repeat weapon motor. It has good traction. It's fast and fun to drive, and all around fun design.
This is a tiny troll. This is my first 1 pound combat robot in the plastic weight class. This is a 2-motor robot that uses the weapon for locomotion. So as it's running across the ground, the tip of the weapon will make contact with the floor. So it uses the weapon as like a tiny wheel, and then it uses the back wheel as kind of like a counterbalance to that weapon. So it's really just like an angry angle grinder. It'll spend most of the match just kind of ping-ponging around the arena. Having only 2 motors allows it to allocate more weight for the weapon. In my mind, combat robots is a lot about doing more with less, trying to simplify the robot to the best you can. And having less motors means you can allocate more weapon weight, more motor power, and more fun. Expect this thing to just put on a crazy show, ping pong around the arena, hopefully chop up some robots. Should be really entertaining. So that's what I'm hoping to do. I also have like this thing too. This is like a really big combat robot. So this is a 45-pound robot. So in the bigger weight classes, this is kind of the heaviest weight class that we fight in the United States other than the TV show. This one has like a bunch of shuffler pods. It has this rotating drum in the center. I like to think of this as kind of like an introductory weight class for people that are kind of just getting into the sport. But then when you kind of are willing to spend a lot of money, you learn about machining, you learn about welding. And if you have a lot more money to blow, you can build combat robots like this, which I think are a little bit more competitive, certainly a lot more expensive. As you go up in weight class, it gets a little bit harder. You don't have the luxury of just, pulling something off your build plate and expecting it to do well.
We had a big thunder or lightning as we were transitioning up there. We are waiting till the lightning is 30 minutes. We're gonna go tear down the box, move it up to there. You guys can start moving your pit stuff up there. Again, we can come back for 4 minutes. So in 4 minutes, you guys can start moving stuff up there. We are going to take residence in
Move your robots
move
now.
all your stuff first, and then we will
We will move the arena last.
Well, this is perfect, actually. Don't come out.
No.
You need to fight. You live there. You live there now.
No robot driving with the door open.
We haven't had a chance to say this yet on camera, but I have drawn Zach, who is one of the top few people in this category in the nation right now. Top 4 in plastic ants, and this is basically my first time driving in a fight. So this will be fun. Yeah. Likewise. Okay. This might be the end of my robot.
All right, gentlemen, these are 3-minute matches. In the blue square is Stingray. In the red square is No Spare Parts, our first-time driver / host.
Yes, as you can tell, because it's hard to get in the box.
3, 2, 1, fight!
I think I'm disabled. Yeah, I'm done.
Tap out, no drive. All right, that's the deepest hole anyone has ever put in the arena.
Where is it?
Right there, almost all the way through.
Holy cow! Oh, he managed to turn my robot off. Yeah, I guess I have to fix that.
What'd you think?
That was an amazing fight. Let me tell you what. There were calories going all over the place.
I am rocking a Force Knight kit. Not my design. This is someone else who put all of their files and designs online, and then you can buy a kit of parts. I have put new forks on. I should have been fighting with the wedge because Zach has a horizontal spinner, and so you fight a wedge against a horizontal and forks against a vertical with the idea that you can get underneath the spinner on a horizontal with the wedge, and the forks you can get around their vertical. Shoot up my weapon, but that's okay. I have a prototype part here that's not as tall as this part, so that will be interesting. And I have one dead wheel, so I have wrapped it in electrical tape so that it skids across the floor with the hope that this wheel will do double duty. That's where I'm at. So I'm waiting for my battery to charge. I'm gonna put this all back together, and then I am fighting Corsair, which is a vertical spinner with the Captain America theme. So I'm feeling better about that match. Zach is quite a formative competitor, given that he's ranked top in the nation in many weight classes. We'll see what happens in the next round here. Regardless, I'm having a blast. This is super fun.
In the red zone, we have Pialanatory Drift, and in the blue zone, we have Kate. Drivers, are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Very well done.
Pialanatory Drift, can you move? Pialanatory Drift is getting kicked around. All right, tap out.
All right.
Back up, back up.
Good job.
Kind of rough.
So my front thing's ripped out, so I got an exposed electronics, which was funny because it was not an exposed battery, but I need to re-screw some stuff, but I think I'll be okay until the next one, if I can find the screwdriver.
Next up, we return to Corsair versus No Spare Parts. In the blue square is Corsair. In the red
This is
square.
gonna be a problem. I don't know if I can get into my corner.
I mean, I can just toss you over there.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, hang on. Don't start your weapon.
Okay.
Drivers, are you ready?
Yes.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, fight!
Nope, I cannot.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, knockout! Knockout! Corsair is our winner. Corsair is the junior robot.
There's a screw in there too.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. I think that my motors are dead. Weapon still works. That's interesting. I don't know why I couldn't do that during the fight, but Greg believes I blew up the gearbox, and I suspect that is what's going on the other motors. This one definitely feels like it's not attached to anything. That one's not attached to anything. I think I'm done. Well, that was super fun. This is a fun little kit. I don't know that it's as competitive as I thought it would be.
I have one additional screw for you.
Oh,
I don't
sweet.
know where it goes.
Well, that's not the least of my problems. I think I've toasted all of my gearboxes, which is surprising. Although I hear that these motors are not the best.
They may not be the best. They have incredibly tiny little gears that are then sandwiched inside of an incredibly fragile little brass enclosure, which then bends and explodes under combat robot loads.
In here, if you can see, that gear is not rotating any of the other gears. Totally shredded. This is the same way. This one, is really crunchy. And then this one is, some gears are engaging, but not the one to the motor. So basically, the amount of time it would take me, like, just to show.
Just to get them out and resolder.
Yeah, just to show, like, the soldering sucks on this. And so I would have to dig around in there, and I'd rather hang out and have fun with people, and I've had my taste. That was pretty impressive.
The question is, how much does a bot like this cost to put together?
This is like $4,000.
Christina and I are about to fight, and Christina has a vertical spinner. What you're supposed to do, apparently, with a vertical spinner is try to get them off the ground so that your weapon can go underneath theirs. So I have just printed out these forks and glued them onto the front of my robot because I want to win.
And I'm about to attach the fork to Christina's robot. It's designed to be there.
Their forks are better than my forks. This is super glue. In fact, my entire robot is currently held together by super glue.
So the way that we're actually going to win this fight is I'm going to stand behind Parker and just startle him throughout the entire event.
Wait, are you actually installing forks right now?
Yes. Listen, we were fine to lose to anybody at this event, except for you.
So what is happening right now is that these two are changing the configuration of forks and their robots in response to what the other person is changing on their robot, but they keep changing based on what the other has changed. And this is a very common meta game in combat robotics.
Now, what is not common is the fact that we are just blatantly breaking the rules, but...
In the red corner, we have Whoosh. In the blue corner, Moss Goblin. 3, 2, 1, fight! Big fight. Whoosh. Moss Goblin over very early. Don't think it worked. Moss Goblin needs to set right in order to be more effective.
Hey,
no, she is owned it, and
Yes!
Go over there!
Take the wheels! Take the wheels! Let's do it! Finish him! Finish him! Hit me! Finish him!
I think the robot might be pretty close to dead.
It looks like the whole drum has shifted this way. The screws came out, but it is welded, plastic welded itself to the upright now. This is totally locked.
Does it not spin at all?
No, it doesn't.
Hold it. Try to spin the drum.
No, it doesn't spin at all.
You're sure?
Stingray versus fiercest panda. 3, 2, 1, fight! Systematic robot destruction. Here's the panda. Can you move? 3, 2, 1. Stingray takes first. Fiercest panda takes second. We have one more fight for third place. Cake versus Moss Goblin. Drivers, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, fight! Oh, the handle is out.
That's damage.
Yes! I'm trying to spin on. Ah, look at that damage. You see that? Oh my goodness. Oh, I can taste it from here.
3, 2, 1. Stop the hostilities. It's too much for us to finish. I'm gonna need to go to my auxiliary judges to help me call that match, which we might have them drive across the arena, but that will take 20 minutes, so.
What? Handle went out.
I can drive perfectly fine.
Handle went out. That was visible damage.
I can drive perfectly fine. You want me to drive in a straight line? I'll do it. I can do the. I can do. You know. I can do the whole thing. You want me to like tap while I'm driving my robot straight? Like I can do it. Okay.
Brad, my capabilities are the exact same as they were when I went into.
Coin flip.
I mean,
Moss Goblin.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Significant hit. Almost flipped the cake.
That's what the winning would do.
That is the proposed solution. Here's what I'm gonna do. Dual third place. It's a tie. Okay. You guys can fight over the trophy.
In the arena!
No, we don't fight.
We're gonna win!
Why is it spinning up, Christina?
You're both disqualified for driving without the door closed.
So, in dual third place, the good news is that their offices are like 8 feet from each other. They can split that.
Visitation.
We have Moss Goblin and Cake. So, take a photo.
Okay.
Second place for Fiercest Panda. And on a personal note, that was the most painful trophy to give because that family owned me in the only 2 fights I fought today. So, congratulations. First place, Stingray. Like I said, this is the first kind of public event at the ranch. We hope to have more of these things, both combat and also other strange shenanigans. If you're not subscribed to Electric Ranch, subscribe to Electric Ranch. We also really, really want to thank Bot Rumble for coming and bringing the arena up and kind of help putting this on. Combat Robotics is about community organization. So, and these guys run events all the time. So if you're in this area and you want to fight small robots, go check out them, and I'm sure you'll want to have as much fun as everybody else did. Thanks a lot for coming.